everyone, welcome to episode 3 of the West Ham Beta Save. I am Matt. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. There's been a great swell of support. I'm going to say it's because I'm using West Ham. That's what I'm going to say. In honour of that, in honour of Captain Mark Noble, we've got the hard England shirt on. You should have more England caps. But we are absolutely flying. You'll see we are up to 4th in the league. We had some hard games, as you saw. We had the Chelsea game and the Liverpool games back to back. Following on from that, we also played Manchester City. We've actually done very, very well in the opening stages of the save, opening stages of the season. It's more so, I'm going to say, the defensive solidity and our lovely data hub is leading into that too, and we'll have a little look at that. So I last left you after the 0-0 against Chelsea, where Christian Benteke missed a swell of chances and finished on a 6.7, so we had a decent game. That was followed up by a 1-0 win against former Premier League winners Liverpool. Andrei Yarmolenko scoring the goal. It was a header at the back post. It was quite contentious, and it actually went down to one of the VAR reviews. One of the VAR reviews that last year would always be disallowed. I literally picked up a beer and started drinking from it because I thought, that's going to be disallowed, and looked up and the VAR had allowed it. So we're just going to watch that really quickly. You see Benteke had an absolute shocker on a 6.1. At this stage, we were really struggling for forwards. Michael Antonio was still out. We have addressed that problem again, and we used the revamped deadline day. If you don't normally use Deadline Day, I'm not normally a big fan of it, but they've completely revamped it. It's got all like the proper Sky Sports yellow and black type branding. The font looks like it changes too. They've revamped it a lot, and with the revamp, just going to show you the goal really quickly. So there's ball into Antonio. Benrahma chipped it in, and it was that there. It was really contentious whether Yarmolenko was offside or not, and you can see they started going to the VAR review for that. But that was given. Nice little header at the back post from Andrei Yarmolenko in a game where we kept a lot of the ball. We give up a lot of set pieces, and that's something I'm trying to address. I mean, you look at the way Liverpool played, they were all sort of fairly above average, but on the plus side, Sadio Mane was very below par. Antonio came in the striking position, his first game back, and managed to help get the goal. But as I say, sorry, we addressed the striker issue using the deadline day feature. I don't know if anybody has used it. It is very good this year. I'd really encourage you to do that. You basically get a lot of agents trying to make moves, you get players trying to make moves, you get increased transfer values, you get the media talking about panic buys and whatnot. I think we were quite shrewd in it. I'll show you who we brought in as the sort of the main striking option. Again, another very good deal. But anyway, we followed up that win with a nice 5-2 win against Watford. Kurt Zuma scoring 2 headers off set pieces. We spoke about set pieces. I'm going to show you the goals again. We spoke about set pieces in the last video and about how attacking set pieces, that is obviously our main thing. You'll notice Aaron Cresswell got a 9.4 average rating. He got 4 assists. He got one for Vlasic, one for Zuma, another one for Zuma, and then one for Angelo Ogbonna. We've basically got the same corner set up. We changed it up ever so slightly. I think you've seen that in the last video. Rather than just attacking the space, we've got them attacking the posts, but we switch it up. So it's the same tactic, but we'll switch the positions up. So whether Zuma's marking the goalkeeper, we've then got the same tactic loaded with Souček marking the goalkeeper. So it's just to keep it a bit more interesting and to sort of jig it around a little bit. And it's worked so well so far. Watford took the lead with a brilliant Kuka free kick. Speaking of Watford, by the way, I don't like Watford anymore. Because obviously, you'll notice, obviously being an Everton fan, we got absolutely pumped by them at the weekend. So, yeah, this was the open play assist. Nice little through ball straight away after their goal. A nice equaliser from Nikola Vlasic, who is our top goal scorer. Here's one of those corners, a towering header from Kurt Zuma. The way that hit the back of the net was so sweet. And then they managed to get back into it at 2-2. And at this stage, I thought, this is just after half time. I thought, we're going to be in for one of them. I'm going to be FM'd. And then again, we just used our aerial dominance. Cresswell's delivery, Kurt Zuma again, this time going far post. And then it was finished up, I believe, by this goal. No, sorry, 2 more goals after this. Souček through to Vlasic. And I really like the shadow striker this year. You can see Antonio was there, but Souček played the ball in. In attack, it goes to a 4-4-2, but Vlasic will go either side of the striker. It's very useful this year. And then we followed it up with, of course, a typical set piece goal. This one was a cross from deep. Angelo Ogbonna's waiting at the back post, being marked by Danny Rose. Angelo Ogbonna's going to win that all day. So I'd definitely utilise set pieces if it's something you're not doing. It's something we look to do, and you can see we absolutely dominated them in the game. We had a XG of 3.97, and we finished on a 5-goal win. Lovely stuff. Followed that up again, another win, this time in Europe, the first in the group stages against Midtjylland. Couple of losses, one in the Cup, one to Manchester City, which you'd expect. A dominant performance against Brentford, where once again, we scored a goal off a set piece, another Kurt Zouma goal, and then we got absolutely pumped in the Europa League, and then followed it up by a slightly disappointing draw against Leicester, but managed to do well and come back in. And Captain Mark Noble Mars missed a penalty. However, I don't even want to call him a panic buy. It was another set piece goal, but in this instance, it was actually Harvey Elliott who got on the end of it. He had a very, very, very good game. You can see we had to change the team up slightly after the result in Europe, where we had already taken a bit of a hammering, sort of morale-wise and fitness-wise. The team didn't look all that up to it. So quite glad that it's gone into the international break now, and we get ready for a game against Crystal Palace, which I'm going to live come on this video for you. We're just going to have a little look. So they scored off a set piece, which, again, a header that was knocked on, cleared away, and just fell to Vardy. That's fine. You can deal with that. We then got back into it. Cresswell's delivery fell to the head of Harvey Elliott, and that is a very good header from someone who's not really got heading attributes. You see, in the game, we probably had the better of it. Again, an XG of 2.2. Going to put it down to the corners. Yeah, we're playing well. We're playing well. We tend to stick to the 4-2-3-1. We trialled the 5 at the back against Arsenal, and you've seen that didn't work at all. So, didn't mean that. Although I quite like that. You can see who they're playing, how they've got on. That might be a new feature. Let me know. I've not noticed that before. Nikola Vlasic played 74 minutes in Croatia's draw against Russia. This is very good. Ben Rama absolutely hammered Djibouti. Oh my god, that is a terrible. Harvey Elliott played for the England under-21s. Nice. This is quite nice. Accidental clicking, and you can also see who's available for friendlies if need be. You can change it from there. Quite nice. I like that. Anyway, we're going to have a little look now at our key metrics, and we're going to highlight one of the new signings, and it is this lad. It's Moussa Dembele. He came in on loan from Olympique Lyon on deadline day. A very well-known striker, came through at PSG, ended up at Fulham, absolutely smashed it with Celtic. Him and Edouard up front at one stage were very, very good. Got taken, snapped up by Lyon, and has not really set the world alight. Ended up at Atleti last season and didn't really do anything. Has come into us and done quite well. He's played 6 appearances overall, got himself 3 goals and 1 assist. A bit of a jack of all trades, can sort of play any role we want him to play, including target man, which is quite nice. He's got a lot of 15s. His off the ball being 16 is very, very good. But the fact that we can use him in literally every single role, and he's a 3-star, which means he is literally just like, he is the main striker, is very, very nice. And it's allowed Antonio's recovery to come in a little bit and sort of play a bit more of a bit part. You'll see he's still not fully recovered and is kind of declining. But we're just going to highlight Michail Antonio, Moussa Dembele, and Christian Benteke. And you can see minutes-wise, they've kind of all pretty much played the same amount of minutes. Moussa Dembele a lot younger than Benteke and Antonio. But you see his shots per 90 minutes is a lot higher at 1.65. His shots on target. Sorry, is that shots? That's shots on target is 1.65. His shots per 90 is higher, which, apart from Benteke, which is quite weird. It's saying to me that Benteke is getting into better positions than Antonio's doing. That might be something to do with traits, but we'll keep an eye on that. XG of 1.4. He's managed to get himself 3 goals. Passes completed, they're all pretty similar. Chances created, Benteke creating more chances. Got key passes per 90. Antonio's quite high on that list. Key passes overall, Antonio again. So Antonio's more of like a supporting striker. than an actual out and out striker on this game, which is it's cause for concern, but it's okay. We knew we needed a proper striker in. And then defensively, you see interceptions per 90. Antonio's much better than that. Headers won. Musa Dembele is actually better than Antonio, but Benteke is still the main man for that. And then tackle one percentage, 100% of his tackles won. Probably doesn't go in for many. But it was something that we highlighted when we had a look, and it was Benteke was outperforming Antonio, but he wasn't scoring. So again, it was just another cheap option who we can bring in on loan. Probably an intention to buy, I'd say, yeah, depending on how he gets on. He's not got any like clauses that we can bring him in for, such like the Harvey Elliott one. But for 50 odd grand a week, a couple of 100,000 a month, that's fine. I'm more than happy with that. We've got Jared Bowen close to a return. He's 2 to 3 weeks away. Probably won't feature against Crystal Palace, but his physicals are declining somewhat. So when he does come back, I'm probably going to get him on a gym routine to try and get these back, because his pace and his power, his ability to get in behind, sort of supplements all of these great technical attributes that he's got. But I think we're looking in good stead. What we've sort of come to the conclusion of with this is that Antonio's probably more of a winger, potentially a shadow striker. Does he really have the traits for it? We're going to have a little look now. I'm going to say yes. I think he does have the attributes to play shadow striker. Cuts and sides from the wings, which is fine, because if we can train him to play in the three, then he can play in all four positions. Very strong. I think he's definitely got the potential to play there, so we're going to train him up on that. But what it's led me to believe in terms of like the heading stats is, again, it'll make sense with the balance, the jumping, reaching, the heading. If we're playing a team that are quite good in the air, Benteke is probably the one to go for from the start, and then maybe Dembele a little bit later on. But Benteke's just not finding his feet at the minute. Um, Much in the way that Declan Rice still isn't really finding his feet. You can see he's a 6.7. He's got no goals. He's got no assists. I don't really know how to play him. He's getting better all the time, which is great. But I'm finding it hard to replicate what he does in real life, and he's sort of like the metronome. He keeps things ticking. We did have him playing as a deep line playmaker on the Fem for a while, and his passing stats went through the roof. You see, here you go. So this is where we changed it up. Liverpool deep line playmaker, 6.9, 6.7. Central midfielder against Midtjylland. He played on an attack and got a 6.9. Very involved in the play, 6.5. So you can see he's probably better as a deep line playmaker than anything. It's just whether we play him on defend or support, depending on what we want to do. Because if we highlight what I'm going to say, pick best 11, is exactly what I would suggest is the best 11. Fanals puts in a bit more creative input than Saeed Benrahma, so I'm not going to drop Fanals for the time being. This is pretty much what I will go for. Depending on the opposition, these change. So I'm going to say on lesser opponents, in this instance, Palace, who you'd expect us to get a decent result against, I'd say Declan Rice can play as a support and Souček can play as an attack. And then when we're playing bigger opponents, he will play defensive and Souček will play as support. So, yeah, we don't tend to change the defence. The defence is very, very good. Declan Rice, when he plays in that defence duty, sort of patrols this area and allows Cresswell and Kufal to get forward. And it's been working very, very well. You can see from the data hub, our attacking and defensive performances indicate, although that we are good defensively, we're only okay in attack. So it's that pragmatic approach I've gone on about. We wanna try and get better going forward. We're just not quite there yet. It's the creativity. We need to find someone who can keep us ticking over. I'm quite set on the shadow striker role being that main role, along with like a complete forward or a target man. It's the wide areas and just behind that. So we need to make a few decisions, I think, coming into the next season, although we are only in October, so I don't want to be talking too much about that. We've not scored any long-range shots, which probably tell us we want to work the ball into the area a bit more, but we're doing quite well with crosses, so I don't really want to change that as of yet. I might just tell the guys from outside the box to shoot less often. Stronger momentum than a lot of the teams. We've got a large number of passes, and our goalkeeping numbers demand further attention. It's an impenetrable defence, but it's quite busy. That's the issue with it. We face more shots on target than average. We face more shots per game than average. So it might be a case that we need to look at playing out of the defence maybe and trying to retain a bit more possession. Um, our last 5 matches, long range shots is telling us to take the ball into the box. Wants us to play a lower line of engagement. I'm not too sure. It makes sense, lower line of engagement, force them outside, try and get them to cross the ball in the box. All of our defenders are very good in the air. And obviously with Souček and Rice dropping back in and creating that, it makes sense. I don't want to invite more pressure than it's worth, so we're not going to change it for now. Attacking third to come from the left. Fanals plays there quite often, and Cresswell's there too. It makes a lot of sense. So this data hub is basically what we used to look into when we're going to like these key metrics. It's very good. It's a very, very good addition. I'm really happy with it. I'm pretty sure you guys are too. But that's sort of like where we stand at the moment. There's not an awful lot more to update you on other than the fact that we're playing well. We've got a good core in the squad. The form's dropped off a little bit, but I'm going to put that down to injuries and the fact that we can't rotate as much as we want to do. I've had a little foray into the training schedules and whatnot, and I've added a few things. We started putting, even just before games, like attacking set pieces, and that seems to work very well. It worked against Watford, as you saw. We ended up scoring off 4 set pieces in the end. So there's definitely something to build on. Very, very happy. A bit concerned with the loss in Russia against Lokomotiv Moscow. But again, we did play a heavily depleted side for that. So all in all, I'm quite happy with it. Okay, so here we are then for the Crystal Palace game. We've had to be a little bit more conservative with the rotation. Souček is in need of a rest after travelling for the Czech Republic, meaning Mark Noble comes in and Declan Rice changes to the centre midfield on attack. It's definitely a role he can play. Mark Noble is pretty much your standard defensive deep line playmaker. Still a little bit early for Jarrett Bowen, and he failed a fitness test, but we have also swapped around. Ben Rama, Fernals, and Elliott will play with Alphonse Areola in goal. One of the other changes we've been doing is telling Areola to kick it long and distribute it to the target man. Aerial threats, big players in this game are a lot better than they used to be. And Areola's actually got himself an assist this season from pumping the ball along to Dembele, who's got the off the ball movement and just that bit of extra bit about him to get in behind the defence. Obviously, if you're using a big man such as like Lukaku, Benteke, they will win the headers. But it's working a lot better than us sort of rolling it out and getting pressed. It means that we're not getting pressed off the bat, and because we are quite aggressive, we're quite tall. We've got quite a few good tacklers in the team. It means that we sort of win the second balls if need be. There was a bit of an issue on Palace's left-hand side between Tariq Mitchell and Wilfred Zaha, saying that their partnership isn't great. So it's probably something we're going to have to look to exploit, but we'll let it run for now before we try and exploit that side. And obviously we are missing Christian Benteke for today's game as he is on loan from today's hosts, Crystal Palace. To win. If we get 19th, we're still in and around there. See Newcastle doing well as always now on FM22. Newcastle do amazingly. Crystal Palace way down there. Cresswell whips it in. Kurt Zouma! Is he on? Is he on? I always pay attention now because these always used to be ruled out. Is he on? Is he on? He's on, you know. Hey, it's been given. Yes. Love a bit of that. Kurt Zouma, going to be our top goal scorer soon. Creeping in at the far post to give us a lead. And we did actually have on our training schedules attacking set pieces, attacking corners, set piece delivery. And once again, Aaron Cresswell has whipped the ball into Kurt Zouma. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. It's exactly what we want to see. I'd like to see a few more highlights, though, just to see how we are getting on. As you can see straight away, Areola's going to pump the ball long, which isn't to the target man. I don't really think Harvey Elliott's a target man, but, lost in translation. Maybe his English isn't great. There you go. See, Dembele's knocked it on straight away for Fernals. That's the type of play I like seeing. It's fast, it's aggressive, it's direct. As we have another set piece. It's away by Kouyaté. Ben Rama. Oh, referee. Similar position to where we scored. I don't know if it's going to show us the replay of it. It's not. Again, a good goal. It sets us up quite nicely. Palace obviously a lot better than they used to be. That's a good header by Declan Rice, you know. And I like this as well about this team is that with the lower tempo, they go back and they tend to build. The problem is that Elliott tucks in a bit too much. Kufal's like way out by the touchline, which is a bit of an issue, but we move as Ben Rama picks us up now. Mark Noble looking through for Moussa Dembele, who's not going to get onto that. Not a bad attempt overall as Geiser's looking for Edouard. Knocked down to Wilfred Zaha, who slipped in Odson Edouard, and it's a good save by Alphonse Areola. Just got to watch Kurt Zuma there as he dives into a challenge. Easily away by Kurt Zuma, picked up by Fanals, and it never shows us that now. It never shows us the counter-attack. Going to keep an eye on Elliott, not performing the best. Dembele could be doing better, but I think we're probably asking a bit much of him. Pop him as a target man attack and see how that gets on. See Rice is a bit knackered as well. Obviously playing for England as Fanals picks it up off the throw-in as Harvey Elliott. Good ball to Declan Rice. Yeah! Rice, baby. Rice. He's finally got one. He's a player that we're going to look to bring off and try and micromanage in this game, maybe give him to the 60th minute. But that is a great finish at the near post, and he's got his first goal of the season. Very happy with that, Declan. Again, these goal kicks, man. That's an offside. Edouard to Will Hughes, Koyate. They've changed their tactic already. Koyate was playing centre back, and it looks like they've switched it round. Overall, a very good first half. I'm happy with that. So we're going to try and micromanage Declan Rice through the rest of the game. Probably give him another 5-10 minutes or so. Probably the same with Ben Rama and probably Kufal. But we're going to see how we get on as Dembele holds up for Rice. We do play some good football in this tactic. Dembele with a header. Whew. A few people in the Discord, and I've seen a few things on Reddit agreeing, and I agree as well. Crosses and like big men work a lot better this year than they have done in previous years. Obviously, I had quite a bit of success with it. Sylvier Gamvula last year in the Mad Hatters save, but it's good to see that it's something they're addressing, and they're making it more of a thing. Not everybody has to be an advanced forward with 90 odd pace. 90 odd pace. We're not playing FIFA. You know what I mean. 19 out of 20. We're going to bring Declan Rice off. We're going to bring Alex Kral on. And we're going to have him playing as a box-to-box midfielder. Change it up ever so slightly. A few others, Kurt Zuma and Kufal, are flagging a little bit. I'm going to take Ben Rama off because he's got the booking. Fanal's going to go out wide. I mean, Vlasic can play in his shadow striker role. We're going to trust Zuma doesn't go, and we're going to bring Ben Johnson on. Obviously, Ben Johnson, a very good young lad from the West Ham Academy who we want to give more game time to. And we're hoping this team can see us out. Everyone else is sort of fit enough. And a few of these lads who have come on will probably have to start the game against Monaco in Europe in 3 days' time. Conor Gallagher to Will Hughes. Pulls it back to Gallagher. Riedewald to Kouyaté. So look at this pressing. We're just in shape, not pressing too high. Vlasic and Dembele are instigating it. Ralston looking for Zaha, and it's well saved by Areola. Probably could have done a bit better there, Ben Johnson. He's quite big. He's 6 foot odd. Anthony Ralston has a good delivery of the ball, though. But I'm happy with the performance. We're not keeping as much as the ball, but we've played a lot better. And you've seen it there with the way we were sort of pressing only when needed. We weren't just going over the top. Cresswell, Now bringing us forward, looking for Moussa Dembele. That's cleared away. I'm going to have to change Dembele up. He's not performing at all. Um, let's put him on a pressing forward. Let's try and stop Joachim Anderson having as much time and space on the ball as he's getting at the minute, because he's starting to instigate a little bit for them here as Edouard drags a shot wide. And we're going to drop Noble down to deep lying playmaker defends, just so he sort of patrols a little bit further back. Yeah, Anderson's sort of making the plays. I think that's the issue that we've got here. But we're holding it out. We're going to concede a few chances. As I say, Crystal Palace aren't exactly a bad team these days. So we have another set piece here. It's whipped in towards Ketsuma. It's the side netting. Changed it up again. Gone to a 4-2-3-1 now. That's poor from Fanals. Here's Edouard, Wilfred Zaha, Ralston. Ben Johnson doesn't win his header again. They're trying to exploit that at the back. Let's make him a fullback on support. Let's just keep him back a little bit more. Mitchell. There's Andre Ayew. Switches the play to Ralston. Kouyaté back to Ralston. He's having a great game for them, that Ralston. Carter. Away by Kurtzuma. Good defending. Always the man to win the header, Kurtzuma. Gallagher to Ayew. Good block from Mark Noble. And it's back to McCarthy, and it's blocked again by Zuma, and then Areola makes the save. They're pressing. They're pushing for a goal, but it's too little too late. They might get one back, but they're not going to get two. As MacArthur runs it out of play. Yeah, we've handled that well. I've noticed that a few times on this save. Teams tend to attack in peaks and troughs. You don't necessarily always get, sort of in the older games where you just get absolutely hammered from start to finish. Doesn't necessarily happen all that way. The games peak and trough, and you saw that there. West Ham defended quite well, and Palace sort of tried to counter us a little bit more, but didn't quite have enough about them. But on the whole of it, we were probably the better team overall. So you do see that quite often. I'm just going to have a little look. We've got Monaco next in the Europa League. I'm going to have a little look at how they like setting up, the way they play, the defenders and whatnot, and we'll see how we're going to line up against them. Just looking into it, they tend to set up in a 4-4-2. You can see they've got Alexander Noble, good goalkeeper. Sidibe playing as a left back, right-footed left back. They've got Pavlovic, he's probably their better defender, but not the quickest. Quite tall, quite good in the air. But what I've noticed is this Patrick with 11 jumping, reaching 13 heading. He's still quite brave and quite aggressive, but I feel like Benteke could probably do a job on these two. So I'm thinking of starting Christian Benteke. Aguilar is going to be pushing forward an awful lot. So if we can try and keep somebody a little bit wider, and maybe exploit that, or maybe exploit the overlap a little bit more, see how that goes. Midfield wise, I'm not too concerned. They've got a lot of pace in Buadu, Ben Yedder, and Martins. Obviously, Kevin Volland is a very, very good, experienced player. So they've got a little bit going forward. Defensively, they're quite. I don't know how to say it. They're a bit fragile. I think we could probably do them with the pace and power we've got. So this is the suggested lineup against Monaco. They've gone for Antonio out wide, Vlasic and Fanals, Cresswell overlapping. Ogbonna and Diop give Kurt Zuma a bit of a rest. I'm happy with Diop coming in. He has performed quite well in Europe this season, but I am actually going to drop Ogbonna for Craig Dawson. Ogbonna's natural fitness isn't great, and we need to get Dawson a bit more match fitness. I'm also going to bring Benteke in, is the target forward on support, as we spoke about, try and get those kicks into him. We have also got Antonio, who's quite good in the air. We're also going to drop Declan Rice back to a bit more defensive and Souček a bit more defensive, although he will still get forward, just not as liberally as he has doing. And I think for now, we're probably going to keep Vladimir Kufal in the loop. I was toying with playing Ben Johnson, but I think with the pace they've got in Buadu and Volland and whatnot, it might be a little bit too much too soon for him. Um, we're actually going to drop. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put Antonio out wide left, and we're going to bring Yarmolenko in and give Fornals a bit of a rest too. Um, it's a squad game at the end of the day, and that's what we need. We need to utilise our squad. We have only got a small squad. I think it is like on the nose of 25 rather than sort of like the 32 that you have normally. It's not the biggest squad because we've not really got any young players coming in to supplement the positions other than the likes of Ben Johnson. There's not really anybody else. So yeah, it's something that I'm looking to address, but I'm not too concerned with at the minute, as we are performing pretty well with a very good squad of rotation options. Well, here we are then. We kick off pretty soon against Monaco. They've brought Benoit Badiashile in at the back, but other than and Yusuf Fafana, but other than that, it was pretty much exactly what we thought it was going to be. The analysts didn't seem too worried by that, but it could be famous last words. Uh, Lovely little goldy coloured number there, little champagne coloured number from Monaco. I'm really, really hoping that Benteke does a number on that Patrick today. If we can get a good quality, what a ball that is! If we can get a good quality of delivery into Benteke, I've got no doubt that he'll be doing well there. They get a nice early corner. It's away by Suchek and picked up by Vlasic. And here we go on the counter attack. It's 4 against 3. Yarmolenko is brought down by Fafana. That is a bad challenge. Nice to see it actually give us the highlight of a counter attack, though. We don't tend to. Monaco not doing great. They've got 2 points so far in the group. Midtjylland close to us. Their position. So we do need the points here, really, if we want to progress. You want to make the most of your home games. Gelson Martins is absolutely flying through. Antonio started well. We've all started quite well, to be fair. The only ones who are a bit offish are the ones who weren't fit. So Dawson, Yarmolenko, and Benteke are a little bit off their game. Maybe just give them a bit of an encouragement because Monaco are keeping a lot of the ball. Rice finds Benteke. Vlasic bringing it up from deep. Going to drive wide with it. He's got Kressel behind him. He's whipped it across the Yarmolenko, and it's well saved by Alexander Neubel. In those instances, I'd rather he were looking for Benteke, but I'm not going to tell them to distribute it to a certain player just yet. It depends on how they're getting on. I'm just going to tell Benteke to man mark Patrick to try and stick on him a little bit more. See if he can cause him a few more issues than he has done so far. Kufal not performing well either. But we do have a set piece as Cresswell whips it in and it's straight to Neubel. He's going to look for Buadu, who, again, maybe the reason Kufal's not playing so well so far is because of that. But you can see Benteke is just sat right on Patrick, which is what we want. Suchek gets it now. Thomas Suchek. Oh, he's gone too wide. Antonio's header, well saved. Done well there, Suchek. Got himself out wide, got a nice delivery into the box. But Monaco are looking quite deadly when they go forward as Vlasic gives it away to Wissam Ben Yedder. Balls it back. Volland and Buadu, and it's saved by Fabianski. Way by Diop. I don't think Dawson's having the best night of his career. Neither is Benteke. I'm going to put him to attack and just see how he gets on. Being a bit more aggressive. I think we probably need to do the same with Rice as well. Not really any much more I can say to them there, is there? Antonio's performing okay. We're going to bring Rice to support and keep Suchek on support as well. And we're going to drop Kufal back to support just for the time being because I feel like Buadu's probably got the beating of him. But we will take Dawson off and bring in Angelo Ogbonna. Depending on how we're getting on, we may give Jarrod Bowen about 5-10 minutes at the end of the game. But in the Europa League, you get a lot more subs. I think you get the 5 subs. So we do need to utilise that off the bench, which is why I'm not making the wholesale changes just yet. That is a bad tackle by Volland. Straight off kickoff too. It's a Diop, giving it straight away. Declan Rice, good tackle. Martins to Aguilar. Closed down by Mikhail Antonio. He gets his cross in anyway, and Boadu's header is over the bar. Need to keep an eye on that. We just need to keep an eye on this attacking quartet because they're not really doing a lot at the minute. Antonio's giving it away again. See Benteke still sticking to Patrick, which is what we like to see. Diop now to Kufal. Suchek, Vlasic. To Diop. Good football from West Ham. Suchek has found Christian Benteke, and my game has completely frozen. As Benteke shot a save by Neubel, but the referee's given offside. I'm not sure what happened there. Complete frame rate drop, but it is what it is. Suchek is performing well. The usual suspects are a little bit off beat today. Antonio again finds Suchek and Christian Benteke. His shot is easily blocked by Bedashile and it's cleared away for a West Ham throw-in. I'm going to switch it up because I'm going to switch Antonio and Vlasic around and just give it a couple of minutes before we make any more changes. Obviously, we do have Ben Rama, then Bele, Bowen, Elliott, Fanals. There's a few players who can come on these positions. I'm actually going to bring Harvey Elliott on straight away just to give him a couple more minutes to sort of settle into the game. And then I think we'll probably take Benteke off in a couple of minutes and give Moussa Dembele that chance to get in behind this Monaco team as Kufal intercepts the ball by Badashile. Here's Antonio. Declan Rice. Whew, how did they get that away? Ogbonna. Cresswell to Vlasic. Antonio. Good play by West Ham. It's away by Boadu. It's going to be picked up by Kufal. He's whipped it across. Vlasic knocks it down to Cresswell. Mikhail Antonio misses a sitter. He's missed an absolute sitter at the back post. Well, Giamani to Aguilar. Good delivery to Boadu, and the referee is going to give a penalty. Right, Benteke's off. Dembele on. We're going to bring. No one's really underperforming. Declan Rice, maybe. Let's make him a support and Suchek on attack and try and mix that up a little bit. But it's points we can't afford to lose. They're always going to give it. They always give these. Push in the back. Wissam Ben, yeah, that doesn't really miss these.
I like it.
He's not. Oh, a great save by Lucas Fabianski. A great save by Fabianski. Away by Suchek. Antonio knocks it on. Here's Dembele. Go on, son. Tackle by Fofana. I am surprised we saved that. Big save by Fabianski. We're going to put the tempo a bit higher because we are going more direct. We are going to bring Zuma on, and we're also going to bring on in a minute if we can. I think we can. No, we can't. I thought we had 5 subs, but obviously not. Points we can't afford to be dropping. It's not really the best performance. We've not really created anything at all, apart from Antonio missing a 2 yard tap in at the back post. And this will probably be the end game highlight as Dembele brings West Ham forward. Swings across in towards Thomas Soucek, and it's well saved by Alexander Neubel. And that will be the end of the game. Another 0-0. It's similar. We're just not creating. And it's getting to that stage where, I mean, look at the XG difference. Like, they were well set on scoring. Defensively, we were okay. No, you weren't unlucky. You were shite. Defensively, we were okay. It's offensively that's causing the issues. A bit of a tricky one. It's something we really need to look at. We're going to round off today's video with a nice little trip away to 15th place Norwich. See, they're quite a new team. Sort of Williams, Kabak, Norman, Gilmore, Lesmalu, Sargent, and Rashica. So they're taking a little while to gel, it sounds like. We're going to change it up ever so slightly for this match. We're going to make Declan Rice a bit more advanced, make him a bit more of a Mazzala. We've put some instructions on Fanals because his passing and vision are very, very good. We're not utilising them. We want him to be a bit more direct in his passing. We're going to play Ben Rama as the shadow striker. Yarmolenko will continue. He had a decent showing in midweek. Soucek and Rice still start, and Ben Johnson will come in on the right. We've also dropped Johnson down to a support duty to sort of try and circumvent them coming forward down the left-hand side. We're just going to ever so slightly change up the free kicks. Offensively, that is. We did have a few times. It was the indirect wide ones, wasn't it? We're going to have Benteke attacking that far post. We do want Benteke to start getting on the score sheet sooner rather than later. We're going to keep him in the starting lineup for now, and then potentially switch it up at half time if it's not working. We have also made him a attacking target forward. No, we're going to go back to support because we have got the shadow striker and obviously Rice and Soucek a bit more advanced, and we're going to go into the game against Norwich like this. Masuaku doesn't play an awful lot. It's something I do like Masuaku, but because Cresswell plays so well, it would be a bit stupid of me to drop him when he can play. He's got very good natural fitness. We're going to straight off the back get stuck into Rashica. Again, if we can pick up points here, I'd love to go on a big run in the Europa League. But if it's going to come down to us doing better in the league, then I'm happy with that. We're doing quite well in the league anyway. I don't want to lose any momentum that we may have there. As Yarmolenko gives the ball away within 15 seconds. There you go. That's what we got Johnson on support for, so he does just sit a little bit deeper, crosses the ball from deep rather than just pumping it forward like Kufal likes to do. But a very, very respectable 4th place coming towards the end of October. There's Ben Rama. Gives it away, picks it back up now though. Gonna drive it wide, whip it across Yarmolenko's header. Straight to Angus Gunn. We're just going to change that up again because it's not the best cross. Can't actually change it. You'd rather he was looking to hit Benteke there than going to Yarmolenko. Though he was in a good attacking position, his heading's not fantastic. As you see, Fanal's just trying to penetrate a bit more there, which is fine. I'm happy with low percentage passes. There's Todd Cantwell getting in down the side, and it's an awful effort. Something to be wary of, though, because Zuma did step up a little bit more there. But Gilmore's going to whip a cross in, away by Ogbonna. Good defending. Brandon Williams to Les Malou. Norman. Les Malou through a sheet set. Todd Cantwell, that is just wide. Need to keep an eye on Cantwell. It's causing a few problems there. Again, he's just giving it away. It's going to be picked up by Ben Johnson. Yarmolenko. Zuma to Angelo Ogbonna. Declan Rice, Benteke, Rice, Fennels, Benrahma, Christian Benteke! It's well saved by Angus Gunn. Nice football. Playing out from the back. We're not going to work it into the box. We want the crosses. Big team. It'd make no sense to play short, tippy-tappy football with that. Decent enough start. Edging the game slightly as you'd expect, but again, not really creating an awful lot. Fennels not doing what we'd want him to do, really. It was Todd Cantwell's causing us a few issues. Way by Kurt Zuma. Here's your sheet set. Good tackle by Saeed Benrahma. Very good tackle. Sheets back to Max Aarons. Fennels intercepts, and Benrahma has just pumped it away. Brandon Williams with the delivery. Josh Sargent. It's an easy save in the end for Alphonse Areola. He's going to pump it long for Benteke, who gets behind Kabak. Just couldn't pick the ball up. Max Aarons getting back. Malenko should be winning that. It's where we missed Jared Bowen, that aggressiveness in the tackle. He just lacks it a bit. Todd Cantwell is causing us all sorts of issues. Little bit of the recording dropped out there. I had a little error message. I'm very, very sorry about that. But Aaron Cresswell's just scored a banger of a free kick after Milos Rasic had scored a worldie. So we'll try and show you that at the end of the game. I can't promise it, but at half time we've gone in at 1-1. Norwich having the better of the game, which is slightly concerning. So we need to change it up a bit. So Benteke is going to come off. Dembele is going to come on as a complete forward. We're going to keep Fennels as is for now, and we'll give Rice and Souček a bit more time. I'm going to drop Rice back to a deep lying playmaker. I'm going to pop Kurt Zuma on cover just to try and stop him coming too far forward like he has been doing. It's been a bit of an issue. And that's why Todd Cantwell has been absolutely slapping us silly. We are planning on giving Jared Bowen some game time in this match, though. He is on the bench. He's back in full training. So we'll probably give him, again, about 10-15 minutes. But Yarmolenko's played quite well. Just change this, because we did have a lot of these players set to cross into the target man, who is no longer on the pitch. So we'll get rid of that. Zimmerman for Norwich coming forward and finding Williams. Now Cantwell. There's Les Malou. Cantwell again. Todd Cantwell is escaping. Oh. Pop Souček onto support. I think Rice needs to come off for Mark Noble. He's a defensive centre midfielder. Yeah, we're about the 60th minute mark. So we're going to pop Benrahma out wide. Pablo Fennels. We're going to bring Yarmolenko into the middle as a shadow striker. Do we want to do that? No, we're gonna keep Benrahma there. No, yeah, we are. We're gonna do that. And we're gonna see how Yarmolenko gets on as the shadow striker. Zuma hooks it away. Ozan Kabak to Oliver Norman. Les Malou goes out wide. It's Max Aarons. Les Malou, there's a lot of Norwich bodies in that box. Yeah, I think we need to be a bit more narrow. Let them whiff crosses in because we will defend them all day with Zuma and Ogbonna back there. Oh, Fanal just give it away. Cresswell back to Areola, pumps it away. Just a man more. They're flagging a little bit. Headed away. It's picked up by Les Malou. Found Oliver Norman. Now Josh Sargent goes back to Zimmerman. Norwich passing us off the park, to be completely honest. Zimmerman to Ozan Kabak. Now Billy Gilmore. Norman, good pressure. Les Malou. Away by Mark. That is brilliant by Mark Noble, you know. Areola. Long kick to Dembele. Knocks it down to Yarmolenko. Through to Musa Dembele! Lovely goal. A lovely finish from the Frenchman. Great football. Lovely counter-attack. A nice direct kick. He wins his header off Ozan Kabak. Yarmolenko, very creative in the hole. Look at that one touch out of his feet into Dembele, who just goes round a flailing. It's Angus Gunn. Surprising. A flailing Angus Gunn. Aaron Cresso at the corner. It's away by Kabak, picked up by Saeed Benrahma. Lovely run. Souček's in there. It's well saved by Angus Gunn. Could have been 3-1 that. Up to third if we hold on to this win. Ogbonna, Noble, Cresswell. I think the subs have definitely helped us. We showed up in certain areas. I mean, look at this. We're just keeping the ball. That's fine. That's not necessarily fine, but we'll build from there. Kabak finds Max Aarons. Chased back by Benrahma. Here's Musa Dembele now. Souček. Bowen. Drive and run and picks out Musa Dembele for 3. Is he onside? They're going to look at it. Goal award. Yes, lovely football on this turnover again. And Bowen just driving away. We've missed this. A lovely through ball. And then Dembele is in the right place at the right time once again. And that's it. Norwich don't have an answer for that. They enjoyed very vast spells of domination in this game. You can still see the dominating possession. But we thoroughly deserved this based on the second half performance alone. Substitutes definitely helped out. Zuma heads away. Cantwell to Christoph Zimmerman. Switches it out to Billy Gilmore. Bit of a pot shot, which is picked up by Ben Johnson. Long ball to Musa Dembele. Back to Jared Bowen. As we look to go again, and Bowen's ball is intercepted. Much better football in this second half than we saw in the first. There's Malou to Teemu Pukki. Ooh, Areola spills it. And they're trying to be a little bit sneaky. And they've put Cantwell out to the right-hand side. So we're going to change the centre-back pairing up. So Ogbonna's sitting a little bit deeper. Zimmerman's headers over the bar. That tended to work quite well, stopping Cantwell getting in behind. You can still see receipts there, Lees Malou and Billy Gilmore having the run of the game. There's Todd Cantwell. Have you sitting deep now? Oh, and Cantwell's put it in the back of the net. It's not. It's an Angelo Ogbonna own goal. Well, We're not dealing with the pressure at all. We're going to keep the mentality. Johnson's throwing Yarmolenko. Johnson to Jared Bowen. Oh, it's well blocked. Sheetzer chased down by Jared Bowen. He's coming all the way across the pitch to follow his man. And he's forced them backwards. Brilliant, brilliant by Jared Bowen. Zuma to Ogbonna. Back to Kurt Zuma. Souček. Zuma looking long for his compatriot and Moussa Dembele. He's won a corner. Well done, sir. What a very open game of football this has been. Cresswell's delivery. And it's Kurt Zuma. It's just over the bar. Lethal off those positions as Norwich have a corner very late on, which is headed away by Ogbonna. Picked up by Benrahma. Can he pass it off straight away? No, he's going to go back to Zuma. I'm okay with that. Zuma's just going to pump it into the corner. They've got about 15 seconds to get the ball forward. Zanga's gun out to Ozan Kabak. Cheats to Max Aarons. Ogbonna's there. Held on. And West Ham are flying. See, we just edged it slightly in the second half. Some very astute tactical substitutions, if I do say so myself. A few meh performances, particularly finals. But we took advantage. We managed to get ourselves up to third in the table, and that's what really matters. But thank you very much for watching. Bit of a longer video. Sorry about the little cut out there. As I say, Milos Rashica scored a bit of a banger. But we got the result at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you all next time.